Alright, what's going on YouTube? So today, just kind of wanted to update you guys, talk to you guys about some stuff. Um, I've had a pretty long week, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like when you get older, the weeks kind of just stack up, and then you just kind of find yourself like reflecting on all the things that's happened, whether it be work, school, social settings, or just whatever it may be. And that's kind of where I found myself today. It's the weekend, so I'm kind of just like, dang, it's getting kind of tough out here. I ain't gonna lie, but yeah, I kind of want to update you guys on my Japanese studies and just kind of what I want to do today. I don't have much intention like to do anything that involves going out or anything, but I literally just want to spend the whole day just kind of chilling because I had a pretty long week and I kind of need to reset. So, 今日は土曜日です。今日はゲームと漢字を勉強します。Um, like I said, I definitely am probably going to spend majority of the day relaxing. So for me, that entails playing a lot of games, studying kanji, and kind of just enjoying my own presence. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a master at doing that. I can sit here, just kind of vibe out, listen to music, watch a movie, watch some videos. I don't know, just do a whole bunch of different stuff, read some manga, and that's kind of my intention. As for Japanese, I just recently finished studying, or finished completing my class, last week. So now, the next course of action is to take an intermediate course, at my local college in February. So beforehand, I have a lot of stuff that I need to study, specifically kanji, right? It's not necessarily mandatory, but as classes get more difficult and as you become a little bit more acquainted with the language, knowing a good amount of kanji, I don't think can hurt. And I'm kind of at that point, like I mentioned in the last update video, where it's just really about like you just have to know kanji, right? So I've been enjoying it because I kind of figured out how I like to go about it, but at the same time, there's a lot to be known. One of the ways that I enjoy going about it is so I read a lot of manga. There's a manga called Dragon to Chameleon or Dragon and Chameleon, and I read that manga in Japanese, and even though I only understand bits and pieces of what's actually happening, I use it a lot to study kanji, and I've had a blast. I ain't gonna lie. That's one of the few things that's been keeping me like motivated, is because one of my favorite things to do is to read in Japanese and just to read manga in general. So me being able to even have a little bit of understanding and kind of just reading one of my favorite mangas at the moment has been really enjoyable, and it's been honestly pushing me through a lot of the difficult things that's happened throughout the last several weeks and throughout the last several months, honestly. um and this is actually something that I realized I've been doing for years, because even back when I was at one of the old colleges I used to go to back when I was like 19. Currently I'm 23. 私は23歳です. So back when I was like kind of fresh out of high school, um, I was at this college and I was taking a lot of classes I didn't want to take. But it was also too because I was kind of still new to like trying to figure out what I want to do in life. And so it's funny because what I would do is when I was bored or when I was struggling with the class, I would just leave. Like I would just leave and then I'll go to the library and then I'm just reading manga. At that time, I remember the mangas that I was reading. I was reading a lot of webtoons. Um, a lot of it was like solo leveling before it became as popular as it is now. And before the whole anime adaptation, I was reading a lot of Tokyo Revengers, Windbreaker, which is like a webtoon slash manhwa that's like about cycling. And those are one of the things that I would do to kind of comfort myself in times which I was kind of confused. I would just read a lot of manga. And that's kind of how I just kind of grew obsessed with like reading manga and just like different things in that regard. So now that I'm studying Japanese, for I would say for about a year, ichinen kurai, just about, give or take. Um, I would say that now incorporating reading manga with obviously reading it in Japanese has just been a blast. You know, when I first started studying, it was just out of boredom. I'm not even gonna lie. There's someone who I watch on Twitch because I also stream, right? And he's been studying Japanese for like years. But since he kind of does what I do, like playing fighting games competitively and stuff, I was kind of just like, dang, well, if he was able to accomplish getting this far in Japanese, I wonder if I can do that if I start now. And it was literally just out of boredom. And I did that, and it took a long time because it was like off and on. And obviously, at first, I started studying hiragana. And when I realized, oh snap, I can kind of read this, even if I know a little bit of hiragana, like I may not know everything, right? Because there's probably katakana and kanji all within the segment of like what I'm reading. The fact that I was even able to recognize certain letters and read something, I was like amazed. So then that kind of just, you know, it's kind of just skyrocketed my, at least my interest and how beneficial it will be, considering a lot of the hobbies and skills that I would consider that I have. A lot of it has Japanese incorporated into it. Did you guys hear the plane in the background? I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know if I'm gonna cut that off. I think y'all just gonna have to hear the plane in the background, cause yeah, nah, hey, like I said, today's a lazy day for me, bro. It's a lazy day. Um, so in case if you guys are kind of wondering, I kind of talked about this a little bit, but the reason why I'm studying Japanese is because a lot of the things that I do, uh, competitively playing video games, fighting games in particular, manga, watching anime, and things of that nature. I feel like, especially since that's the field that I want to work in the future, um, I kind of just found an interest in knowing the language and effectively being able to accomplish that goal. Maybe as a translator for fighting games or a translator from manga or for anime. Obviously, that requires a good understanding of the language. But I kind of see a vision and a path, which is why I always talk about, the things that I like to do in addition to studying, because it's all kind of similar, right? You know, my intention at some point, my goal is to be able to actually go out there, obviously visit at some point, but actually move out there and compete, in Evo Japan, and hopefully be able to work as, I don't know, maybe like a freelance translator or whatever the case may be, whatever situation I'm in at that moment, and be able to translate for artists or for video games or whatever their situation is at hand. And I'm looking forward to it, you know. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, manga to anime to fighting games are daisuki desu. So then I kind of just want to be able to work in that field, utilizing my studies, right? So, and it also helps that I've become passionate about the language itself. I wouldn't be able to even get this far if I wasn't passionate to some degree.